Back in 1993, before Amazon existed and before the billions, Jeff Bezos and MacKenzie Scott were just two bright minds with big ambitions. They weren't building an empire yet, just starting a life together. The idea for Amazon was still in its earliest form, waiting to take shape inside a modest Seattle garage. Jeff and MacKenzie first crossed paths at the hedge fund D.E. Shaw in New York. Their connection was instant. Soon after, they packed up and moved across the country. While Jeff dreamed of building an online bookstore, MacKenzie did far more than just cheer him on. She rolled up her sleeves and helped build it from scratch. She was among Amazon's very first employees, even helping to write the original business plan. Though she was a novelist by training, she took on everything from operations to accounting, making sure the company could stay afloat in its earliest days.
MacKenzie is a very talented novelist, but she is not an accountant. But she pulled it off. And then, just we all get done what we need to get done.
All the while, they were raising a family and navigating the explosive growth of what would become a tech empire. But behind the scenes, one detail would become hugely important later. They never signed a prenup. So when Jeff and MacKenzie announced their divorce in 2019 after 25 years of marriage, that little decision made headlines around the world. MacKenzie walked away with 4% of Amazon, instantly making her one of the wealthiest women in the world. Forbes would later estimate her net worth at over $165 billion. The announcement came in the form of a carefully worded tweet, describing their split as a loving separation and promising continued friendship. But just 2 days before that tweet, the National Enquirer contacted Bezos about a different story, one involving his romantic relationship with former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez. And that's when the private drama became very public. Hours after the divorce news, the tabloid published a bombshell report. Bezos, they claimed, had been dating Sanchez while she was still married to a top Hollywood agent. They even released text messages that were surprisingly intimate and a little cringeworthy. According to reports, the messages came from Sanchez's own brother, who had allegedly leaked the information. While Bezos didn't deny the relationship, his legal team insisted that he and MacKenzie had already separated before things began with Lauren. Still, the public scrutiny intensified. To complicate matters, Lauren Sanchez herself was still married at the time. That added more fuel to the speculation that both had stepped outside their marriages. Sanchez finalized her own divorce in 2019, the same year Bezos and MacKenzie ended theirs. Convenient timing? Many thought so. Author Brad Stone, who wrote Amazon Unbound, confirmed the affair in his book and revealed that many Amazon employees were shocked by the revelations. Bezos, once seen as a hyper-focused tech visionary, now looked, well, human, and maybe a little distracted. Around that time, insiders noticed Bezos suddenly had a new obsession: helicopters. Strange? Not when you consider Sanchez is a licensed pilot and runs her own aviation company. Suddenly, Jeff's midlife shift made a lot more sense. Fast forward to now, Jeff and Lauren are married. But even before their wedding vows, controversy struck again. This time, it was the wedding invitation. Social media erupted over the pastel-colored collage-style design, calling it everything from childlike to tasteless. Still, the couple's intentions were noble. Instead of gifts, they asked guests to support efforts in Venice, including projects to preserve local culture and restore vital lagoon ecosystems. Classy move, even if the invite design didn't win fans. The wedding itself, a spectacle, held on the scenic island of San Giorgio Maggiore in Venice, with Bezos's $500 million yacht docked in full view. Lavish, extravagant, and entirely fitting for one of the world's richest men. The guest list was as star-studded as it gets: Ivanka Trump, Kim Kardashian, Bill Gates, Oprah, and dozens of Hollywood power players. This wasn't just a wedding, it was a billionaire's red carpet gala. But the fairy tale didn't sit well with everyone. Reports estimate the wedding cost upwards of $50 million. Activists and locals protested the extravagance, claiming it was tone-deaf and harmful to the historic city, already grappling with climate change and tourism strain. The backlash grew so intense that organizers moved parts of the celebration to a more secure, undisclosed location. Protesters even staged a floating mannequin of Bezos down the Grand Canal, symbolizing the growing resentment toward the ultra-wealthy. In the end, the Bezos Sanchez story is more than a high-profile love triangle. It's a reflection of ambition, reinvention, and the cost of living under the microscope. Even in the world of billionaires, some things, like public opinion, can't be controlled or bought.